What's up, Ben? How you doing, man?
Hey Adam, how are you, man?
Yeah, good. It's been a while. How you've accomplished a lot since the last time I saw you.
Well, thank you. I feel like I've done a lot. I don't know how much I accomplished, but it was all fun, everything I've been up to.
Yeah. So, what's the process like for the next few weeks before the record comes out?
Um, well, right now, album artwork's done. We just got, actually, here, we just got the package in. This is the vinyl piece, and
Nice.
multicolored, and it folds out into this humongous diorama box.
Oh, that's incredible.
And so you basically put these tabs into these slots, and it folds into this box
So,
that you can display.
who did this artwork?
So this is an illustrator in Brooklyn. His name is Josh Cochran, and he's just amazing at what he does. And he does all these kind of Where's Waldo style scenes, with a lot of characters. So, like in the artwork, you have different characters from all my songs, and different references. I think there's about 55 different song references. So we might put a list out there, see if the fans can figure out what they are.
That's cool. Well, that sort of segues into a good first question for me. So you mentioned using the album artwork as a way to sort of interact with your fans and get some dialogue going, and I know that you've kind of done that in the past, even with things like contest introductions and like revealing winners of contests and stuff. So how else are you using video as a way to interact with fans?
Well, I think now it's a lot of sort of, it's used more on a micro basis for me, like when it comes to tweeting, quick pics or videos. I certainly love the non-music videos a lot. Like, I don't know if you saw on my YouTube channel, Ben Kweller, or what is it, youtube.com/Ben Kweller. And there's a video of me and Kiko stuck in an elevator.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that, just random shit that happens, along the way. I like to capture that stuff when I can. I know right now, right before I got on with you for this interview, I was talking to a video producer, a friend of mine here in Austin, about the first music video for this album, and we're actually going to take elements from the illustration and make an animation of this whole world. So
some of your music videos along the way, I'm thinking of like Wasted and Ready and The Rules. Definitely, they look like they required a full production crew to produce them, and then other ones like the video that you put out for Fight looks more like you were just hanging around with your buddies and had somebody filming. So what do you find works better for you, or accompanies your music more appropriately?
Well, it's interesting to compare Fight and Wasted and Ready, because, Wasted and Ready cost, that was a major label video from 2001 when record companies still spent, like $50,000 to $100,000 on a music video, which never happens today unless you're Adele or Beyonce. And the Fight video, which you're exactly right, it was me and my band hanging out with director Ryan Forager, who's a friend of mine from New York. We shot that on location at my parents' lake house and in my hometown, Greenville, Texas. We pulled in a lot of favors for that, and we probably made that video for under $5,000. But the production value and the storyboarding that went into that video was actually the most intense video I've ever done, But, we had a tour bus that we borrowed. A friend of mine who is a police officer is the police officer. We borrowed his cop car. A local jail from the adjoining county let us use a jail cell. So there were a lot of favors pulled in, and the director was like, dude, like if we would have done this through a real label or a major label and, you know, paid for everything, this would have cost like $200,000. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of bands have figured that out, you know, that you can make you can ball on a budget, you know what I'm saying? That's what we call it, balling on a budget. And you can make things happen if you just put your mind to it and use your resources.
It's becoming kind of a trend, it seems like, for musicians to do multiple videos for each record. So like to do not maybe a video for each song or a video for like half the songs on an album. I'm thinking specifically about some of your buddies, like Mason Jennings, like just released a bunch of videos for songs. Adam Green has done that too for one of his recent albums. Is that something you're thinking of doing, or are you just going to stick to the singles?
I've always liked the idea of doing a video for every song. I thought about it years ago and wanted to do it, but it was always a cost issue, you know, and I don't know, you know, for a while it was kind of looking like, you know, it was going to be hard to pull out videos for this album just because we're trying to do so much other stuff, you know, so much web marketing and things like that. But now we're actually, you know, it looks like we're at least going to get 4 videos done for this album.
I was cruising around your site earlier. How did Jason Schwartzman and Shaun White and Ben Kweller all end up in the same backyard?
Well, I've known Schwartzman for years. We met through Ben Lee, actually, in the early 2000s. Met out in LA and just became fast friends. You know, we're the same age and both got into the entertainment world at young ages, you know, and so we kind of bonded on that early on. So we've kept in touch for years. He's also such an underrated musician, an incredible songwriter. I'm a big fan of Coconut Records. Shaun White is another friend of mine that met in LA, and you know, gotten to know him over, you know, the past few years, and we just thought that, you know, I mean, the thing with Shaun is it's just kind of funny because a lot of people, you know, think that we look a lot alike. Yes. Except his hair is about, you know, 3 feet long and a little bit redder. But we came up with the idea. It was just a goofball thing, you know. We made this video. We thought, would it be funny to, you know, have Jason interviewing me about my new album and then cut it with Shaun White answering a lot of the questions, you know, and just kind of an absurdist art piece, really, you know.
Going back to music videos, did you have a favorite, you know, from growing up that you think just really had a big impact on you or made you want to, you know, style your music videos a certain way?
Well, you know, certainly I was really growing up in that, you know, mid-90s, early 90s, like Alternative Nation and 120 Minutes. You know, I had a crush on Kennedy, you know, and you know, it was like some, you know, Smells Like Teen Spirit when that came out just freaked everybody out. I also loved Don't Cry by Guns N' Roses. That was a classic video of its day. You know, Black Gold by Soul Asylum. I loved all those. And Runaway Train. Remember that was like on MTV every 2 minutes, you know? So I loved all those videos. And then later in the 90s, of course, like, you know, the Weezer videos and the Foo Fighters videos, you know, when humor really, and Beck, humor, when it really started coming into, you know, the video space, I really appreciated that a lot, you know, kind of spoofy videos. Mm-hmm. That was always fun.
Where did the idea for 1 Minute Pop Song come from?
1 Minute Pop Song came because the album I was making at the time was my self-titled album where I played all the instruments myself. And so I definitely wanted to capture that because I had no idea what was going to happen, if I'd be able to pull it off or not. And so there was like this element of risk there that I really liked and I wanted to get on camera. And so I had my friend bring his camera over to my practice space in Brooklyn and just start talking about this record I was going to make. And so he got hours and hours of footage, and then we realized, you know, at that time, YouTube had kind of just come out. It was really getting popular, and I kind of noticed that, or we all kind of predicted that the attention spans of our audience would probably be shrinking over the next few years due to the internet, and it has. So instead of doing one DVD or documentary about this making of an album, I thought it'd be fun to break it up into little pieces. And ideally, I thought it would be funny to go even more absurdly short, and instead of like 3 or 4 minute videos, actually do like 1 minute or 2 minute videos and just have them cut off and be super random, but go out of the way to create a theme song, an intro, and a credit roll. And I thought it would be funny that those two elements would be as long or longer than the actual footage itself. So that was kind of the idea. So I was like, well, fuck it, I have my own TV show now, you know, 1 minute pop song with Ben Kweller. And we made up a great theme song, and it was kind of done, you know, lickety-split.
Right on. My last sort of video-related question is, have you considered doing like a live concert DVD to capture the spirit of your live show?
I have, and we've talked about it, and, you know, I don't know how I would want to do it, because I'm such a naturalist that I would want, like I used to, you know, buy CD bootlegs of my favorite bands, and I would always be pissed off if like the songs faded out and then faded back up, because to me the bootleg is all about what happens between the songs. You know, you want to hear the band talk, and obviously, you know, this was before YouTube and access to so much video footage that we have today, where a live recording, you know, audio, that's all you had to really kind of learn more about the artist, you know, to hear them talk and speak in between songs. So I have this whole issue, like if I do a live release, an official release of a live show, I would want it to be one show from start to finish. I know a lot of live records take pieces from different concerts. That's cool too, but then it's kind of like the purist in me doesn't like that as much. But then it's like all about getting the right recording and have it be the right show. And then how do you know what's going to be the right show unless you know, can hire an audio crew for your whole tour and just hope that one of those shows is going to be the best, you know? Mm-hmm. It's I just haven't gotten there in the planning phases yet. But you can see I think about all this stuff quite a bit, you know? All right, dude, well, I better run. Really good to see you again.
You too, Ben. Thanks again, man.
All right, cool. All right, I'll see you later, dude.
Take it easy. Thank you again.
See ya.
Bye.